What's up, guys? Welcome back to another news update for Star Wars Battlefront 2 at the Star Bazaar. We've got a couple of things to go over today, including a nerf coming to Darth Vader, the possibility of ragdoll immunity for the heroes, and those darn glitches and bugs. Let's check it out. As always, if you guys enjoy the commentary today, do me a favor and give the video a thumbs up. And right now, drop a comment below letting me know the worst bug you've encountered since the Roger update. For me, it's gotta be the hit detection on the lightsabers, but we'll get into Lightsaber Combat shortly. First, let's talk about Darth Vader, specifically Vader's choke ability. Our hero designer Guillaume was asked out on Twitter if there are any plans for a Darth Vader nerf or a nerf to Finn's big deal. It turned into a small thread where it was mentioned that Darth Vader's choke cannot be dodged. Obviously, you can block it as a saber hero, but if you're a blaster hero or just regular infantry and you're caught in the radius, it's basically game over at that point. Vader's choke is the only force ability that causes direct damage that you cannot dodge, and according to Guillaume, this is in fact a bug. It's not supposed to happen. I always wondered if it was intentional or not, so this level of communication is very nice, and on top of that, Guillaume says there are plans for changes to Darth Vader, especially to how tanky his choke is right now. This can be good or bad. Personally, I think Darth Vader is one of the better and more balanced heroes in Battlefront 2, so I'm hoping not too much changes. Maybe just a bit of a longer cooldown on the choke and possibly a slight damage decrease. Besides Vader, Guillaume is also looking at Finn and his big deal ability. He says the biggest problem with it is the stacking with Yoda's presence, which, I'll be honest, I thought was fixed months ago, but I guess it's back. And yeah, it is a serious problem. It really overpowers the light side, and it makes it almost impossible for the dark side to win, especially during those choke point heavy objectives in Galactic Assault, like Phase 2 of Kashyyyk and Naboo. While this is great news, I really do hope that Big Deal doesn't get too much of a nerf, because Finn is actually really decent now, and a lot of that has to do with Big Deal. Here's to hoping that they just get rid of the stacking effect with Yoda's ability. Besides the changes to those heroes, Guillaume was also asked something very interesting about ragdoll immunity, which is something that I've really been pushing for lately. Basically, he was asked if it would be possible for the heroes to get a 1 to 2 second period where they could not get pushed or pulled if they had just gotten pushed or pulled. This would break the ability cycles in Heroes vs. Villains that heroes like Anakin and Luke Skywalker have, where he can pull and push you, or repulse and heroic might you right after and you stay off your feet, unable to do anything. It makes for very chaotic gameplay in modes like Heroes vs. Villains, and a lot of the time it gets very frustrating. Guillaume responds to the question saying, that's actually a possibility. We're focusing on hero bugs and quality of life right now, but it's a possible change for the future, similar to the stun immunity change. And that's exactly right. A couple updates back, we got stun immunity, where if you got shocked by, let's say, Lando's Disabler, and Chewie throws his stun grenade right after, you would not get shocked by the stun grenade. Same principle, just applied to ragdolls instead. I would love to see this change come to Battlefront 2, but drop a comment below and let me know what you think about ragdoll immunity, because there are a lot of hero combos that rely on the ragdoll effect, but if you're on the receiving end of it, it's not a lot of fun. So let me know your thoughts. This actually segues really nicely into the next topic, where in that last tweet, Guillaume said, we're focusing on hero bugs and quality of life right now. Our community manager, Ben Walk, verifies this out on Twitter and in the subreddit. Bugs seem to be the hottest topic when it comes to Battlefront 2 right now, especially after the Roger update. If you go to the subreddit, you'll see that basically every other post is about a bug that got introduced with the Roger update, or is just a bug that's been in the game for a while now and is worthy of sharing a clip of. YouTube is also full of videos talking about the bugs in Battlefront 2 right now. I think it's safe to say that, in terms of bugs, I think Battlefront 2 is probably in the worst state it's been, especially when it comes to the lightsaber combat. But despite all that, there is a silver lining. As I mentioned before, the Reddit is full of posts talking about these bugs and glitches in Battlefront 2. Ben assures us that our concerns are not going unheard. He says people within the team at DICE are always reading the subreddit, so they are well aware of a lot of the bugs that are currently in the game. He follows up with something very important. He says bugs are being worked on, and lightsaber combat is an area which is receiving our primary focus right now. That is so good to hear, because the lightsaber combat needs serious love. In the patch notes for the Roger update, it mentioned that the team is always working on the lightsaber hit registration and the combat in general, and they had made some changes going into that update. Whatever they changed, I think they did it with the intention of making it better, but in my opinion it took 2 steps back. Despite that though, it's really good to know that they are constantly working on it and trying to improve it. After this, Ben was asked if a hotfix was out of the question for the Roger update, since it did introduce a lot of bugs, and Ben responded by saying no final decision on a hotfix as of yet, which means it's not out of the question, but there's no guarantee one will come. He was also asked about the status of the Lightsaber Combat in the development build of Battlefront 2, and he simply said it's better. While that's not a lot to go off of, the fact he says it has improved is good. It means they're working on it and they've already made some changes. They just have to release a hotfix or another patch to get those changes to us. He verifies this out on Twitter by saying, "Once we have a clear path of release, we will let you know." So hope is not lost, ladies and gentlemen. I know Battlefront 2 is not in the best place right now. A lot of the bugs and glitches that came with the Roger update make the game unplayable for a lot of people, and I understand that. I think the development team understands that too, and by the sound of all of this, it sounds like they are taking active steps to make the game better. Hopefully we see that hotfix, and if we do, we will have a video going over the patch notes for it here at the Star Bazaar, so be sure you're subscribed and you're getting notified so you know when that video comes out. But with that, that will bring this Battlefront 2 news update to a close. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked today's commentary. Drop a comment below letting me know your thoughts. And that's going to do it from me. I appreciate you all stopping by the Bazaar. I'll see you all out on the Battlefront. Peace.